Hi, my name is Belgica and I make acting related videos 3 times a week. So if you're interested in acting, please consider subscribing. I have lots of videos, lots of playlists. Go check them out on my channel. I've recently and really since I started my channel have been talking about self-tape auditions because it's something that has been pretty big for a while, and now of course with everything that's happening in the world. Today I wanted to dedicate a whole video on my paper backdrop that I have been using for a while because my self-tape audition setup changes a lot depending on where I am. You know, if I'm maybe at my mom's house and I got an audition but I didn't bring anything, am I gonna go buy something really quick or improvise what I have at home at her house? And I broke one of my tripods recently, so I had to run to Target and buy one, and I actually really like it, so I'll definitely be making a video on that one as well. And just in general, I don't know, you might be able to call it like a shopping problem, but I don't think it's a problem because it's not interfering with me like paying for my rent or my food or anything. But I love buying things and I'm such a shopper. I love, even if it's thrift, like used stuff on Craigslist, thrift stores, whatever, I just really like trying out new things, and especially for my self-tape auditions because it's part of my acting, you know, it's like my home office. I've just seen some people who use either the wall or a sheet, which is fine. You can use a sheet, but if you're going to use a sheet, make sure it's ironed, make sure it's nice and flat and not distracting, because I have seen some auditions where the sheet, it looks like was crumbled up and they just put it up and it's just distracting. This is just like a little touch to make it look a little bit more professional, a little bit more clean. So if you know, like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna want to iron the sheet before I put it up, or you don't want to do it every time before you put it up, this is definitely a good alternative. I really just like to change it up and try different things, and one of the things that I've had for a long time, for years, is my ring light, and I already have a video on that. But I wanted to specifically do videos on each thing that I've either really liked and don't use anymore, or something that I'm continuing to use. And one of the things that I have been using for a long time, and it just makes everything feel so much more sleek, so much more professional and clean, is my Savage paper backdrop. So I wanted to talk about this today. I actually bought this in San Jose, maybe, I don't remember. I know I bought it in the Bay Area at some mic camera shop, one of the mic camera shops. Maybe it was in San Jose. This is just a 53-inch paper backdrop, and this has been enough for me for auditions where I'm going to just be doing a scene or a monologue. But sometimes for commercial auditions, they are asking for head to toe, horizontal, a few seconds of a video or a photo. So I do think I'm going to be getting the same thing in just a larger size, because they do have different sizes. This one was around $55 if I recall correctly, and it is still in really good condition. I've had it, I want to say, for almost a year. Yeah, I've had this for almost a year, and I have a few different ones just because I do film YouTube videos and sometimes I use these as backdrops. This gray color is the color that I use for auditions, and you can see this is from the original, you know, this is from just like the very beginning of it, the tape, and I unroll it. I open it up and put it on the tripods that I bought for it, and then I just close it back up, and I use this clamp or hair ties to keep it closed, and it's just in really good condition. And like I said, it is super sleek. If you're in front of a wall, or maybe have a house that's, you know, maybe an apartment that's smaller, like this apartment is really small, and it's hard for me to set up a wall that I don't have anything on that's not distracting. It's a good place for an audition. So having this and just being able to pop this open in the middle of my apartment makes it feel so much more professional and clean, versus having to find a wall and maybe the wall is too glossy, or, you know, I just have, it's small, so I have a lot of things in the background of basically anywhere that I look in the apartment. So I would definitely recommend buying this. And like I said, it is a lot. So even if you have maybe an acting class, maybe consider buying one and just cutting up, you know, a few yards per person and taking it home, and then just putting it on a wall if that's what you wanted to do, and that it's what looks good. Because you can also tack these, if you just cut it and you can tack it on the wall, and then it'll just be nice and flat. I put it on some tripods because I just don't have space for that. Like I said, my apartment here is pretty small, but you can definitely share this with a bunch of people, especially if you're younger or you're starting out. Like I said, if you have an acting class, you guys can definitely split this, or realistically, you're only going to have to buy one of these your entire life because there's just so much of it. And as actors, it's not like we're really messing with it. We're just putting it up and standing in front of it. This Savage paper backdrop will definitely make everything look a lot cleaner, and for $55 plus tax isn't a lot of money, and it's definitely something you can invest in because it's just going to make it look that much cleaner. And I use this gray color just because I think it looks good with my skin tone, and I usually wear like blue for my auditions depending on the character, but yeah, I just really like this color. Like I said, it makes it look nice and clean. I definitely recommend it. If you're just an actor and only using these for auditions, you're probably not going to damage it. There's a bunch of different ways to store it so that it doesn't get damaged or water damaged because it is paper. It's just paper rolled up. I have it in a corner with the other paper backdrops, and like I said, I roll it up and I have this clamp on it so it doesn't unravel, and then I just have it against the wall like that. And eventually, you know, because I open it up and close it a lot, it is going to start getting damaged. Like right now, probably from this video, I have been putting some creases in it because usually it's like I put it up and then I put it away, and right now I'm putting on it on this chair. But you can unroll it and cut it so that when it does start to get crinkled, you can unroll it, cut the crinkled parts, and then just reuse it. Maybe you can wrap some present or draw on it or whatever, you just throw it away. But yeah, you can definitely unroll more and make it look nice and clean. These are definitely good for when casting asks you for photos of your hands, just for photos of, you know, what your hair looks like currently, because sometimes for casting calls, they want to know what you look like right now, because maybe you have short hair and you took those headshots a year ago, so now your hair grew out. So it's definitely a very clean, sleek background, and I recommend you buying it. As far as the tripods that I have to put the paper backdrop on, I like the ones I have. They do their job, but I want to find ones that are better for holding the heavier version of this, a longer version of this, because I know I'm going to be purchasing a larger one. So I'll let you guys know. I'll do a whole new video on the tripods for that one so that you guys know which you know, which those tripods are good for putting this paper on, because like I said, it does its job, but sometimes I'm like, is it gonna fall? Because it's a bit flimsy. I mean, it was only, I want to say like $30, the last one I have. I have a video of my whole self-tape audition setup, like I said, if you guys want to check that out to see the tripods that I use. But I definitely recommend this paper backdrop. So I would say number one, get a tripod for your self-tape auditions, and then number two is getting this paper backdrop so that your auditions look professional and sleek and clean. Thank you so much for watching this video. At the end of every video, I feature another channel. This is today's feature. If you would like to be featured on my next video, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment.